And we live. Hey guys, happy Monday evening. Thank you for dropping by my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, where I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. It's not going to happen this video, not because of the episode, but because I got a bone to pick with Bravo in this mess. But joining me as always is my co-host, Mrs. Best. I'll say what's up to her.
Hello. I hope you are all doing well on this manic Monday. I hope you like the video.
Yes, like the video, subscribe to the channel. While you subscribing to me, subscribe to Mrs. Best as well. Any reviews or recaps that I don't personally cover on my channel, it's because we cover on Mrs. Best channel. We have Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta and Miami, and also Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So those are the shows that are currently on Mrs. Best channel. You don't want to miss it. We go live every week. The episodes be crazy. So of course we go off when we need to go off. So with that being said, and speaking of going off, Bravo in that call center. I don't know why y'all want to try us. I don't know what we did to y'all to deserve this foolishness of an episode, but I want to tell you this wasn't it. This was probably the most boring episode of any Real Housewives episode I've ever seen across any franchise of I've ever seen of y'all network. This is very disappointing. Very disappointing. Because this franchise, particularly Real Housewives of Potomac, did not start out like this. And the fact that y'all are letting Mia drive this whole ship, it's going to turn to a Titanic and sink. I'm just going to tell y'all that. It's going to sink if she's going to continue to do this. So, with that being said, now that I got off my soapbox, I had to give Bravo and that call center a piece of my mind. Let's get into this episode. So the episode opens up with the ladies going around for breakfast. We learned that Stacy, on this holiday, which is Independence Day, 4th of July, her and her mother did a mother-daughter trip to Miami, and it was to pay homage to her father who had just passed away. And she said that on the flight, everything was devastating, and she had met her husband. And her husband, it happened to be his father's birthday, so they instantly connected. And her husband's father, her father-in-law, died last year. So every year around this time, it's always been her husband and her daughter. So her daughter sent her a little video to tell her mother how much she misses her and everything. So it was really hard on Stacey. I definitely felt that, and I just feel like Stacey always got something going on. In the month of March or May or whatever, she can't take a flight, and now we have this situation. Just went through a lot of trial water. So my heart goes out to Stacey. As the midst of everything else going on, Mia comes around to the table to officially apologize to Giselle because she felt like maybe her apologizes that she was giving to Giselle weren't sticking. And this is for the comment that she had made about Giselle's daughter sneaking a little boy into the house, whatever. And then the last thing in this scene that happened was Wendy gets a note about the update in Kieran's court case against Deborah. And basically, Deborah is countersuing Kiana for $7 million. And everyone at the table laughs. And I did when I first heard that, because I'm like, y'all are not getting no millions out of this case. I don't know. Y'all sitting over here wasting tax dollars and people's time and stuff. It's just silly. So, Mrs. Best, how do you feel about this first scene of this show?
Um Listen, I get that that was something emotional for Stacy, but I don't care. In regards to that, it's really sweet that her daughter's at attached, but it's like, damn, like I'm pretty sure she's gone on vacation away from her kid here and there. So yeah, there's that. As for the apology from Mia to Giselle, I feel like Jacqueline probably got in Mia's head and knows how to get to her, like in a way that she can understand when she looked crazy or something. I don't know what happened with that. Too little, too late. You don't play with people's kids just because you feel like you on the attack. So I don't really care for that. I feel like Giselle go hard on the wrong people because this would have been the perfect opportunity for her to go crazy on somebody, but she didn't. As for the situation with Kiarna and Deborah, listen, I personally don't think either of them should have took it to court. Personally, I just don't. I don't think. either of them should have took it to court. I just don't. I do think that Deborah came there with a problem. I do, but I don't think that the problem and even what happened with the altercation and stuff, I don't think it need to go to court. This cast got a bad habit of anytime somebody think about wanting to touch somebody, taking them to court and suing them. We seen Michael Darby sue Candace. We done seen Candace sue Monique. We done seen Ashley participate in that lawsuit. I'm tired of lawsuits on this show. I really am. If y'all can't get into it together, which y'all know you're going to do because that's why you're on a TV show. You know exactly what to expect without running to the police and wasting tax dollars and court's time. Then don't do reality TV. Because in real life, I guarantee they're not having altercations in this frequent, the frequency that they're happening. So I didn't really care. I agree with your statement at the beginning. Potomac is I
Dry.
think Potomac is dead, personally. I think they need to do what they did with New Jersey and put them on pause permanently and
I
figure it
agree.
out. Yeah, because this is the whole episode was like this. I caught clips. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I watched about half of this episode and moved on. But
Which is fine because we're not gonna even be here that long anyway. Hi, I want my 40 minutes back after watching us say this episode. We all do. That's why we're not gonna be here this long. We're gonna put more energy into Married to Medicine. Even though that episode wasn't as great either, it was
it
better than
gave something, and you could tell it's a bridge.
Yep. And I can't wait to talk about that. So, in the midst of this conversation, after they're talking about the lawsuit, Kieran goes into detail of how hard that really was for her back in that time. And then she also mentioned that, in the midst of it, her boyfriend Greg took her on a trip to Paris to kind of clear her mind, which I'm gonna catch Kieran because I caught her ass in the lie. But we gonna pause for this for a minute. We just gonna go ahead and go on with her story. And she said that, it was a good trip and everything that really took her mind off and everything. And I said, okay. So the ladies then get up because, Wendy has got them a charter boat. They're going to go in the water, maybe do some, not exercises, but water sports of some sort. This is not the Brazier episode Real Housewives of Potomac tried to give. It really wasn't. It was so stupid. So Ashley pulls, Giselle pulls Ashley to the side because she had noticed that Ashley looks kind of down when talking about, Deborah. So she wanted to make sure she was okay. And, after Ashley was telling Kiara that, their friendship is a much more priority than her and Deborah's, Ashley feels like there is a part of this that is her responsibility. And I do agree that, because you brought this lady around the group and this lady had ulterior motives to go at everyone's husband and saying that they were flirting with her and everything. And it causes big old mess. So yeah, you are absolutely responsible for this lady coming around this group. And she also says that, when it comes to Kiana talking about this trip to Paris, she knows that before that trip happened, that there was conversations that Greg may be popping the question. And she feels like because of this altercation that put him on pause, and she feels bad about that because she loves love and doesn't want to, come in between a moment for somebody. And then she questions whether or not she has good discernment in people. We look at her situation with her ex-husband, we're looking at her, situation with this friendship, businesses, all this. And I'm looking at Ashley like, no, you don't have good discernment of people. You do not. Because if you had good discernment of people, you wouldn't be in the situations that you're in. You wouldn't have had a friend like Deborah, because you can obviously tell that lady's trying to get on TV. You would not have married your husband, but we understand that your motive was to not be in the same situation your mother was in when she had you. So I get it. I honestly get it. But at the same time, I blame Ashley. I do, because I feel like what else would there be if this situation did not happen? Mrs. Best, how do you feel about that?
Listen, that's what I'm saying, Kevin. That's exactly what I was saying. That's why I didn't care. I'm like, I've not met this man to have any emotional connection. We barely know Stacy to have an emotional connection. It was odd and all over the place and lazy production. But I remind me. Hold on, because I lost my train of thought. Remind me before the Stacy. What were you talking about? Oh, Ashley. My brain, y'all. I'm tired as hell. Ashley just be talking to talk. Everything that Ashley do, in my opinion, on this show is calculated. I don't really trust much of what she says. I think she does have a good sense of discernment. I just think she likes to act like she's innocent and mess that she knows she's responsible for. But I'm tired of Ashley. Ashley can go.
Hmm. I agree. I agree 100%. So, ladies then now get onto this boat ride and everything. And Ashley oh no, Giselle, it was Giselle, not Ashley. Giselle brings up to Kiana about the whole trip thing because she said she was talking with Ashley and she just wanted to make sure that, the whole proposal thing with Greg, if that, if the fight really did mess up that chance, they, they really want to make sure that they apologize for that. And Kiana's like, well, no, I don't know if that would have happened or anything. And Wendy was like, oh, I know the answer because Kiana was breaking it down that the February of this year, 2025, they would have been together 3 years. So that's when the moment should be happening. And Wendy's like, well, I talked to your mama and I already know the answer and everything like that. But I'm taking that to my grave because everybody wants to know the answer. But Wendy's like, no, my lips are sealed. I'm not going to say anything. And I'm like, well, then what the hell you bring it up for? I mean, granted, okay, this is gonna come off weird, and I know y'all know I'm strange. If one of my friends did have the tea that I'm about to get proposed to, I would want to know simply because I don't believe it's ever going to happen. Just putting that out there. So if one of my friends has the inkling that I'm about to get proposed to, I definitely want to know. And yes, I'm going to be just as surprised as if I did not know very genuinely. But at the same time, I feel like it's not going to happen for me. So that's why I said if my friends know, they better tell me. So Mrs. Best, if you do find out, you better tell me. Kevin Reynolds, if you do find out, you better tell me. That's all I'm gonna
I
say.
tell you what I said to people all the time. I'm quick to tell you whether you like it or not, so you have no worries there. But K is a flop. I'm sorry to have these like short declarative, just like statements about this episode, but this episode was a little I agree. She's trying to make fetch happen with this relationship. The whole thing to me is a joke because in the discussion of the potential proposal, you can't stop no man from proposing who really want to marry the woman. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't feel like he want to marry. Well, I mean, here's the thing.
If he really wanted to propose, he would still get it done. You can ruin the night that a proposal may happen, but that doesn't mean you're stopping the person from wanting to propose. I don't think he ever had a ring or intended to.
I don't think he did either. That's why I'm saying, like, it would. There's no fight that could happen that would stop me from wanting to marry the person I want to marry. Like, even if they got into an altercation or something like that, ain't got nothing. I mean, you don't know what could have happened that caused that, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna take that away from them just because they got into something. That doesn't change how I see anybody at all. Like, things happen, situations happen, and then when you look at the circumstances of what happened now that it's played on TV, you realize she didn't do anything but defend herself. So it's like, yeah, something about him I just don't like. And I feel like he is using her. I don't care what people say because a lot of people are like, no, he's not using her because he doesn't want to be on TV. And I'm all like, no, he doesn't. He
He
may not
doesn't
want to
want to be
be
on
on TV.
TV, but he may want his nonprofit to be on television.
Right. He may
At the
want to
end
show
of the
that he
day,
works
he's
in
still
that.
a just because somebody let me tell y'all this. I work with social workers. That's what I do in my field. And I work for a nonprofit. They say nonprofit, but that's really just kind of like think of it like a billing code with the government that gets them kind of a shortcut with taxes and stuff. Nonprofits be definitely for profit. They're definitely for exposure. They're definitely for all of those things. So don't for a second think that just because somebody is a social worker or a psychologist or has a degree where you think of someone as compassionate, as if they are not concerned for profit, for free marketing, for advertisement, all of that. Because at the end of the day, it's a capitalist country. So that's what we do. But yeah, something off with him. I do think he's using her to get his business out there, which is fine, but don't like date the person. Just,
I just feel like she's doing too much too soon. If you catch my drift, I feel like the things that she's doing, she should be married first before she should be doing them. Even to yeah, my brother and Chad, what's happening? Hey, 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 we
hello,
appreciate
my
you.
darling.
We appreciate you, Sean, stopping by. Love you dearly. But like I was saying with Kierna, I feel like she's doing too much too soon. I feel
Hmm.
like he does not feel any pressure because she's automatically just sucking in and working at the like because there's no way I have my own business and I'm constantly at his. He should have his shit together the same way I have mine together. Like there should be no way. Now I get like maybe helping out every now and then, but this seems like this is every day, and I can't get with all that. I'm sorry. That's not my ministry. I don't do all that. You need to have your shit together. If I have my business together, and I could see if we was both struggling, you come to my business, Mouth the Flow, I come to your business, fax out paperwork. I get all that. But no, this is supposed to be established already.
He really just simply does not seem that into her, in my opinion.
I don't think he is either. I think she's beautiful. I feel like he likes what she does, but as far as like really being into her, I don't see it either. Moving on from there, the ladies then bring up Mia and Jacqueline and this whole being a voyeur thing, and I'm just like, are we really talking about this right now? Because we already know this is Courtney, Shane, and Fern. We already know that this is they like to watch each other have sex. They love to join in on the action and everything. We already know this. Why do we have to keep having this conversation? Like, why do we have to keep going this? We did see more of her business last season, but she wasn't a full time housewife. Where is the business today? Is what we need to see. Like, and because she's now a full time cast member, she ain't got no new products. She ain't got no new specials. She ain't got no new clientele like celebrity clients the same way Married to Medicine does it. Like Dr. Jackie constantly has somebody in that office that we know of. So, I mean, come on. Like, I think we need to see more of that before we see his business because I definitely would be showing my business before I show his. Just saying. Like you guys probably get a one episode special of me going up in there. That's probably how I feel. But moving on though, yeah. And I don't care whether or not Jacqueline slept with Ink or not. I don't care if he ate her box or not. I don't care. Me and Jacqueline kissed. Whoop de doo. It's not that big of a deal.
These bitches were showering together. So at that point, nothing else that we hear will surprise us. Because I got a lot of good friends that I'm close with. We may change around each other. We may have seen each other naked a few times. But I ain't never showered or slept naked with none of my friends, male or female. So it's like what they act like it's a big deal. Y'all showed us you already went to 10 when we first met y'all. So nothing else phases us. I'm sick of them.
No.
Zeus, call them. They're
Right.
available.
This is so stupid. So the ladies then, change and before they go, Ashley and Jacqueline have a moment where Ashley is, I think, is curious to see why these two are so in tune with being sexual. So Ashley gets her little kiss in and Jacqueline likes it, but she says, hey, don't tell Mia because she's gonna be mad, she's gonna be jealous. And I'm like, are y'all for real? You a grown ass woman. What the hell? Are you married to Mia on love? Like, what is going on here? What is going on? Okay, for the Jawbreaker reference. Love that movie. Such an underrated concept. It is. It's one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. And when I tell you they remind me of Courtney Shane, and Fern, they remind me so much of those two, the characters. I'm too old to be sharing a room or trying with a chick. I feel like
Honestly,
once you've grown, everybody too old to be doing that. Unless
once
it's
you
one of
get to like your 30s, I feel like that's when you should like definitely have your own room. I've had friends get mad at me about that because I always want my own room now. But
me
yeah.
too. Look, I won't. Now, if I'm like, it's now I do have parameters. Like, if we in Vegas for like one night, then I'm probably not gonna trip on getting my own room. Like, if there's a double bed, it's only two of us. I'm probably not gonna trip off that. I'm probably like, yeah, because we ain't gonna be in the room no way. We're gonna be out there partying. So I get that. I can get, but the whole vacation, no. Separate quarters, please. So once they sit down for dinner and the ladies, come on, Ashley with her messy self was sitting up there talking about, oh, Mia, me and Jacqueline had a little moment and everything. And Mia was like, oh. And she know how she do that bottom lip like shock face. And she's like, what are you talking about? And she goes, we had a little moment and I see what it is and everything like that. And she goes, Mia's like, oh my God, see, I hate I have to say this on camera, but hoes ain't loyal. And I'm like, is there more to the relationship than just a friendship sister dynamic that I need to know? Like to me, I feel like they were experimenting on each other as children, allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly, 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 but that's what this is
And adults.
and adult now. But I feel like this started way younger than teenage years. I feel like this was something way beyond that because this is just now it's becoming almost like I get they're not related, but this is like incest to me. This is how I'm looking at this. This is so nasty.
You got kids that play together. Me as kids be at Jacqueline's mom's house. Like, it's weird because essentially we abuse Jacqueline's mom like a mother figure. So that should technically make her view Jacqueline like a sister. So I don't quite understand why they keep trying to talk in circles like we slow. Like, we know that there's something more to it. Also, to Shani's comment about Jacqueline being her minion, like that's probably exactly what it is, and probably why she's willing to allow somebody to talk to her and treat her the way Mia be treating her. Because I tell you this, all my friends subscribe to your channel, Jays. Them bitches know not to talk to me the way that Mia be talking to Jacqueline. We gonna have a problem. So I'm like, the only way that you would be okay with that is if you like think of like your toxic relationship. It's the
Yep.
same thing with them two. It ain't no different. I'm sick of both of them. They
I
both look like they stank and sweat easy too. I just been feeling that way. Especially looking at Jacqueline the last few episodes. I'm like, she just looked like she stank. Like she don't put on enough antiperspirant. That's just my personal opinion, but I'll be quiet now.
I don't even know what to say beyond that, but so the ladies are like, "Oh, we need to see this kiss. Like, we need to see it." So everyone goes to one side of the table, and Karen's like, "Are we serious right now? Like, why are we doing this?" Even Stacy was like, "Okay, like for real." So Wendy's the recorder, and they go in for the kiss. And Mia was just sitting there like rolling her eyes, and she goes, "I kiss more than those lips," and it was like we don't need to know that. And then they had to break down the walls of what she actually kissed. Ashley gave aggressive lesbian asking for a kiss from Jacqueline. I mean, we know Ashley likes the Lady Pond. I think she likes it more than she's willing to admit. I just think that she's kind of like the black person who knows that their family probably ain't going for that, so that's why she's not fully one. So that's why I'm just saying, like, yeah, we know. What are you laughing about? It's so funny.
Oh, because she's the aggressive lesbian. And I'm like, you know what? Ashley does give that.
Yeah,
And
she
I
does.
agree with your statement. Because Sheila in that wig
No,
would never accept that, I don't think.
but Sean, she would give me that she's still stuck in the Spanish Ram Mobile Home Park over there off Huntwood.
Not the
Like,
mo. Oh my gosh.
you know exactly where I'm talking about. She give me that look. So I know she ain't ready for Ashley to come home with no stud, or no beautiful, you know, lipstick, like whatever they call them these days. I don't know, but I'm just saying she don't look like she ready for that. Sheila don't give me not one bit that she ready for Ashley to do that. But I feel like the reason why it don't work with me and Ashley is because you probably need to be with a woman. I think you need to go ahead and give it to women and stop playing with us. Just go ahead and do it. It's not that big of a deal. I feel like you would turn more heads than you do marrying somebody old and decrepit like Michael. So I mean, come on. Yeah, and I feel like honestly, I think as I told you, I feel like it's her family dynamic. I feel like they're not ready for that. And that's a real life thing. Like that's a real life thing for families not to really be into that or to be ready to receive that. And I feel like that's because I can't see Sheila and Uncle Lump and the Uncle Lump auntie. I can't see them into that. I can't see them accepting that. I just cannot. Michael was one thing, but a whole nother woman coming into the picture, I just can't see because she got kids and they gonna, how black people can be. I'm just saying. So moving on from there, it's the next day, and the ladies are having breakfast because it's their final day. And Wendy confronts Mia about Mia going to Atlanta. And they're all confused because Mia was have hyperventilating, throwing tantrums, talking about G took the kids and she didn't know about them. So they would have thought that directly she would go to her kids from this trip because she threatened to leave the trip to go to them when she didn't know where they were. But now that she saw that the kids were okay, she now wants to go to Atlanta. And then Mia says in her confessional that her oldest son has a basketball game and she has to make sure she is there for it. And I said, we know because we heard that phone call with you and Ink. We know that that's why you going. But okay, throw it on that son. Maybe Ink will go with you to the basketball game. We don't know. But it's given that your son was not that priority and that it was Ink. Yeah, Uncle Lump ain't going for that. No, he's not. I do not see that. I'm not saying he's toxic in any way, but I'm just saying there's just some people who just are not ready for that. They're just not. Mrs. Best, do you think Mia's going to Atlanta to be with her son in his basketball game, or is she going to see Ink?
Absolutely not, Mr. Jackson. I do not think that she gave a flying middle bird about a basketball game of any sort, unless it was courtside with Mr. Incognito. That's how I feel. Um, I don't believe any of the storyline no more, by the way.
Oh, we know because we know in today's time they're not together, and I feel like, and this is my honest opinion, I feel like Mia and Ink aren't together is because Gordon is about to sell those businesses.
Mm.
And I feel like he might get some money off that, so she want to make sure she's still his wife when that stuff happens. I do. I feel like that's what it is. I'm gonna say allegedly, but I just
I
feel
would
like
like to
this.
know, at the very least, the name of the psychiatrist and or clinician that diagnosed Gordon with this bipolar. He has not really demonstrated very many symptoms of it. I feel like they all playing with us. Every single one of them. I don't trust me. I don't trust Jacqueline. I don't trust Gordon. I want them all gone. I want them evicted to Zeus.
Yes, we all want them vintage to Zeus, and that's a good point to bring up. I do want to, even though he has said it out of his own mouth personally, I do want to read the reports as well because he's not demonstrating somebody that is, of that disorder. It seems like he's just being triggered because Mia plays games, and that's his response. So, I heard the
Andy,
no.
thank you. Thank you, Shanny, my Gemini twin. Because I was thinking that in my head, but I didn't want to say it. They'd be so quick to cancel you if you're a YouTuber. But in my head, I'm like, and I work in mental health, have worked in actual psych wards with people who struggle with bipolar. And in my head, I'm just like, this Negro seemed fine. He might be a little angry. I feel like people do anything for money. They got in a weird space with money, a weird space with family. And I think Mia is smart enough to recognize when a show is going downhill. I don't know. It just all seems very convenient. She done been caught in 5011 lies this season. I'm sick of it.
Miss J, good night, and we appreciate you being here, my love. I so appreciate you. Um, this DM Rocks, I have not heard what this reunion is going to be because I don't really care. But directly,
Well, damn.
if it is two parts, I don't see how personally because this is the comment right here. I don't see how we're getting a two-part reunion. This needs to be 1 hour, and that's it.
I feel like Karen is probably going to do something individually with Andy or something via Zoom or however they do it. And I feel
Mhm.
like they'll probably spend a large amount of time talking about Karen. I feel like they'll spend a huge amount of time talking about this whole Mia Ink Gordon mess. They're gonna
Absolutely. They're going
drag.
to do exactly like when Mary Cosby didn't show up to season 2 reunion and they talked about her that entire first part. They're going to do the same thing. I already know. They're going to do the same exact thing. Um, I'm about to go back to college to get my bachelor's degree in psychology. Congratulations. That is awesome. We
Yes,
wish
get
you
it
all the
done.
best. Please get it done. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. We don't care about the off topics because it's better than what we just witnessed on this episode. So we are
Absolutely.
championing you all the way. And if you ever need talking to us, come on the live. We will definitely talk and spend some moments with you on that
And
because
letters of recommendation. Don't be afraid.
yes. Hopefully that's in the article and the no. I hope it did too, but I don't think it did. I really don't think it did. I think nothing's gonna happen with Mia, and she will be back next season. And I feel like depending on how good Robin does on Traders with the fan receptive, Robin may be back next season too. And I'm gonna be pissed about that if they do bring Robin back, because I'm like, that's like bringing Sheree back. Why? Who asked for that? Yes, we are championing you, DM Rocks. We're championing you all the way. But that was pretty much it, y'all. I'm not gonna spend too much time because we got to get over to Married to Medicine, and I got to take my black ass to work. So, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you are a viewer of mine and you are not subscribed to me, please subscribe to the channel. Please get the algorithm going for me. As a person in this field for 10 years, me is okay. Well, then there you go. See, I feel vindicated. I do. I feel vindicated because I said this lady was full of ish from the beginning, and I know it, and I know it, and I know it. Thank you, Miss J. We appreciate you being here, love. I do appreciate you. Look, Stranger Things, a habit. I said Sheree was never going to come back to Real Housewives of Atlanta, and y'all saw they brought her back 3 times. And keep finding her. And for me, that should be embarrassing on its own. But yeah. We are about to do another laugh for another show. Oh, yeah, y'all going to be crying in the next, because that episode was actually very funny. Very funny, and Phaedra surprised me. So let me go ahead and end this live, y'all, and we will go ahead and get to Married to Medicine. We got to talk about that episode, and I got to get going. I love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on my next recap. Bye-bye.